How about a radio repair video? And these little pocket radio repair videos, they either go one of two ways. They're either super difficult or super easy. So this kind of just appeared, and somebody from Edelbrock Corporation, they're an aftermarket car parts manufacturer, and they used to be out here in Torrance, real close to me, but a private equity firm bought them up, and then Vic Edelbrock died, and they slowly kind of got pieced apart and moved out of the state to lower taxes and greener pastures. But thank you very much for dropping this radio off. I don't know who you are by name, probably by face, but anyway, I did cheat a little bit. I popped a 9-volt battery in this and it was stone dead. So I did dig up the schematic. 1965. This unit is made in Japan. Like I really needed to take that off, huh? Like I said, these are usually either super simple to fix or super challenging to fix. It's going to be something ridiculously hard, or it'll be like a broken wire on the battery connection or a power switch that's not making contact. It is a model charcoal blue, and it is made in Japan. Westinghouse did make some of their older transistor radios in the States, and they were excellent radios. If you can find the old American made stuff, they were excellent radios. But anyway, let's dig into this. So we'll now go to the Make You Dizzy handheld portion of the show. So I've got my 9-volt battery, got a little milliamp meter, and I'm going to turn this on, see if we have any current draw. It's like I said, it is stone dead, and we have nothing. So let's see, it looks like the red wire comes up and goes to this side. So let's bypass and look at that. See if we can bypass this here.
The Conservative Political Action Conference, an annual gathering of big conservative names. He said to take Southern California Day. Yes, do it for LA. You're going to hear that new LAFC anthem all throughout the 20. The largest European attack since World War II. I'm Julie Ryan. Right. As I look at our pier and they swim out. Cool. We got a lot of buzz and kind of, burst on the scene, and, maybe Miami has something to.
So you notice the current draw is coming down as it runs. The capacitors are reforming. And if you just look at the data sheet on any of these electrolytics, go on DigiKey and look up a 100 microfarad at 16 volt and download the data sheet on it, you'll see where it talks about that all of these reform after they sit for some time.
So my Miami Heats, they're number one.
Stays busy until you get to the 110.
Winning 2-0 in here in to the Gerald Desmond
LA 8668
and Maria Daisy.
Black History.
광고했습니다. 위험도가 중간인 지역에서는
So it doesn't. It doesn't even appear that the electrolytics are dried out. It just seems like the power switch is defective or not making contact. So let me see if I can clean that with a little piece of sandpaper and then spray the volume control. Like I said, these are either super easy to fix. Is that capacitor bulging? Nah, it couldn't be. Look at the quality of that. What is that, a Nissel brand? Oh, that's just the best. Okay, what I did is I cleaned, and I just scraped it with an X-Acto knife. I cleaned these two points here where they touch. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just need a little bit of that. Seems like maybe it's a little bit worn out. Nothing but the best. Okay, so that's the classical station. That means this thing's working pretty good, pretty sensitive. I think that noise is interference from the camera.
Fear affecting the U.S. will be part of the fallout from Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Cybersecurity expert Michael Zweiback, talking with KNX News, says that despite warnings, businesses, governments, not entirely prepared. They're vulnerable.
The Russians fundamentally believe cyber is an offensive capability. We have viewed it differently, more of a defensive variety. We do have offensive capabilities, but we don't utilize it to the extent that they do.
Long before the invasion, he says Russian-led cyber attacks have been a known threat and that Russian cyber aggressors know what they're doing. They're not amateurs. Craig Figner, KNX News, 97.1 FM.
Police are still hunting for
So walk out away from the noise, and this thing is working excellent. It shows no signs of dried out capacitors. It's loud. And if it's getting 1260 that strong, then the alignment and everything is pretty tight. So this was a simple one. Let me go see if I can dig out something more difficult. All right, let's take a look at, well, one of these. I picked up two of these from my Ukrainian vintage radio contact when that person still existed. That they vanished in the past couple days, which very sad because they always had really good stuff, really good vintage radios and a really good eBay store, and it's just not there anymore. This one works very well. One of the most sensitive small AM radios I've ever had. It's an integrated circuit-based radio with an FET front end. It does some shortwave, and I forget what it does, but excellent working radio.
Creamy nut butter makes it delightfully sweet. Roasted nuts make it perfectly salty. Get two great tastes in one delicious.
Belief is, but it's not just that. Oh, we're going to trade you. Well, that in my they're only manipulating.
The noise is I got the battery charger running real close. It's pulse width power supply. It squirts out a lot of noise. Let me power this one up. I'll show you what this one does. This one almost seems like a tuning capacitor issue.
did it hit you that you were pretty good at soccer?
Start the week, we are talking through Wednesday with a cool down Thursday and Friday with Southern.
Yeah, this seems like a...
And by the way, what you're going to find that you're going to be in here.
Seems like a tuning capacitor issue.
I think that'll work out, and it's probably going to end up being kind of inexpensive.
And Nick Cronin will be popping by.
From the very...
Scheduled, and it's major financial been saying on this show for 8 years. It's why I feel good about it, about what we do.
No, it's important to just validate that we see the create.
Now here comes some pressure.
An agenda. Listen, folks, I'm duly licensed. I'm a fee-based advisor. I don't have any preference other than solving a problem. So when we see Dr. Robert Schiller we've had on the show, Mark Washarsky.
That almost proves it. It's got to be the tuning capacitor. But it's weird. The plates must be touching in certain places. I mean, I guess I can take this apart and take the tuning capacitor off of there and try and microsurgery it. Let me think about that for a minute. We've got just a turn and a half there. It's probably a spring underneath here, and that is a correct statement. Picks up WWV. A lot of noise. This is the good one. It's the bad one. Something on shortwave. Yeah, it'd be nice to get one of these and change it. I don't know about trying to take this apart. That wonder if the schematic tells the values of it. Looks like these are 4 to 270 picofarads. And here you can see, here's the integrated circuit right here, and where's the FET at? Right there. FET front end comes up to the antenna bar. But yeah, we need a 4 to 270.
The bill would also require recyclers who buy catalytic converters to...
So the top one is definitely shorting. So this is a parts chassis that My Ukraine contact sent me a couple of these, and you can see it looks like some parts have been removed, but this looks pretty close. Of course, the question is the value the same? But I think we can kind of test that. Okay, so this one at all the way up at maximum capacitance, this section's 271 picofarads. Let me try and measure the other section. Okay, the other section's measuring 272. That's perfect, isn't it? Isn't that exactly what we want? And I checked this one and it doesn't have any shorts on either section when you rotate it. I think it's exactly the right thing, 4 to 270. Maybe it doesn't go down to 4, but that would kill the top end of the band. We'll have to find out. I think this has a minimum. Okay, here's the test. Now, the thing looks exactly the same, so, but...
Quarterback as well, as you increase the run game with Carter, and then maybe a big guy in Nequan, who I think is the most physically dominating.
We have about 108,000 chance
그 후에 하락하기도 했습니다만
and will be available on major podcast platforms. For airtime, visit everydaywealth.com.
As Moses said, meet days 9 to noon on AM 790 KABC.
Connected.
Did you get all that as well?
muy importante ya.
Pre-pandemic levels. The national commander of the Salvation Army
Con un trámite.
the cost of living is a big deal when allocating for charity.
Inflation cannot help but have an impact on the ability of people to give.
Seems about right.
Living paycheck to
Closing him down there.
This thing works too good.
Along to midfield. Trusty wins it nicely with a couple of touches out wide. There's that
That's
pivot.
1090.
Inside of him, he'll go back post, and all of them. And now watching Arkansas and Kentucky early today, Ben, watching Auburn and
Nathan, good afternoon. I'm Jan Stevens. The
Oh.
White House has just announced an agreement with EU nations to expel Russia from the SWIFT banking system. That deals a major blow to Moscow's ability to move currency through the markets, and more
Oh,
than
boy.
150,000 people reportedly have fled from Ukraine. It is 2:31. We have a live report.
CBS News special report. Russian troops keep moving closer to Kyiv in Ukraine. The U.S., the EU, and the UK have just pledged to remove some Russian banks from the global SWIFT payment system. Ukrainian ambassador to the U.S., Oksana Markarova, had called for more action.
I would like to use this opportunity to once again call on everyone to be firm in all the sanctions.
So that's 1070.
All the sanctions that
Then right above it is 1090. And then,
are doing to Ukraine.
I don't know, what used to be Radio Disney.
Former Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko is asking for a different kind of assistance.
we would be very much happy if it would be not NATO anti-aircraft system, but the all member this year, man. No, but
That's 1090.
Close to trusting
The
action
selectivity of these is
because
unbelievable.
Alabama Joe has covered 3 times in their last 20 games. Yes, 3 times. in
And
their
it's
last
so
20
sensitive I
games.
can't even
Two of
align
those
it.
Covers came when they were booked.
These are not exactly like open air, open air tuning condensers. You can see the plastic there on the edge. These have like, the plates ride with a layer of plastic in between them, or mica, or whatever that is. And I have a feeling it's just worn through. I think these radios just got a lot of use. I mean, even as nicely built as this is just done worn out. So I got that radio back together. I am going to put this back together and put it in this parts, back in this parts thing.
How come you don't have internet? The reaction that occurs before you actually ingest it.
So here's the classical station on this. These are hot radios. This is one hot radio.
What? Llama ahora y cosas.
Ya, papá, pégalos.
탄생했는데요.
And the opportunity for Playa Vista was presented to me, and when I saw
Black
it, I
Lives
said,
Matter
"This is
Radio,
amazing."
LA.
And it was always about having a destination, right? It wasn't about, like I said, being in Carson or even South Central, because you always have to consider what the vision is in the right spot for it. And so what I was bringing felt right because it's still very close to all the cities that, right? Yeah.
It's very easy to access it.
Yeah.
And what else?
It's like a merger. Like you have Lamert here and you have Beverly Hills and Melrose here, so it's kind of like...
Ooh, Sarah, the karaoke version. Oh, dee dee doi ding doi zee dee.
So that all of the people that I still work with, my friends in the biz, they can...
Very, very okay with that. I love being out in the field every day. I love what I do.
It's eye exams. If they need glasses, they'll get...
Very good radio.